Today's a good day. Hanging out with friends, gonna watch UFC, going to a gym, getting a good pump, going to work, getting the money. But that almost kind of made me wonder. We do all of these things in our daily lives, and we do so many things that are good to us, as in things we enjoy doing. Again, going to the gym, hanging out with friends, maybe even playing video games. But it kind of made me wonder how many of these things please God. And hold on, pause. I'm not saying to be a robot and all you should do is read scripture and read from the Bible and that's it. No, that's definitely not what I'm saying. We're humans, we are made to interact. God created us to interact and to at the end of the day to enjoy our life that we're having right now. So there's a fine line that we need to walk in between doing things that we like and doing things that we may not always want to do. And that's very different. And that brings discipline in question. We need to be disciplined enough to follow a relationship with God, to pursue a relationship with Christ. And yeah, that comes with discipline. There's days where you're gonna have to grab the Bible and read, even though you may not want to necessarily read at that point. Because a relationship is not based off of love. Well, it is, but love is not based off of a feeling. It's based off of actions. So, whether it's a relationship with a person or a relationship with Christ, it's the same exact thing. We need to stay in that relationship. We need to make actions to have that relationship flourish. So, truth is, I sat down and I thought, there's a lot of things that I do throughout my day that kind of keep me from keeping that relationship with God. Whether it's, again, video games, which, funny, I have a PlayStation right behind me up top over there, but have not turned it on in weeks. Whether it's hanging out with friends too much, focusing too much on the gym, or, again, you need to walk this very fine line of you need to find balance in the things that you do on a daily basis, and you always have to find time to squeeze in there at least 30 minutes for God, at least per day. And sometimes I get it. Sometimes we have really, really busy days. Like 100% I get it. And sometimes even a quick prayer in the morning, that'll do. But for example, I've tried implementing, at least in my life, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night of worship, whether it's reading the Bible, praying, watching a sermon, things like that. When, for example, at nighttime I would just spend time on my phone, I put my phone away 30 minutes earlier and I grab the Bible and I read, or I get on my knees and I pray, or I still am on my phone but I'm watching a sermon, I'm watching someone talk about God. So in all of these things that we do in our daily lives, we need to find that balance of putting God in there also. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. Just like a habit. The more you do a certain thing, the easier it's going to get, the more accustomed you're going to get to it. And that goes with hobbies also. I love cars. I love, again, going to a gym. Unfortunately, I used to idolize those things. I used to idolize cars. I used to idolize the gym. And I realized that's an issue. Now, of course, going to a gym is very important. Physical health, mental health, all of that. But cars specifically, kind of a weird middle ground of, it's just straight up a hobby. It's not really helping me with anything. Sure, it's cool to work on your car, to drive your car, all that, but it's not that important to where I would put that above a relationship with Christ. So, personally, I found that in all things I do, I try and squeeze in some time for for God, some time for Christ. Whether I'm just driving to the gym and I just straight up start having a conversation with God. And that could also be giving time to God throughout your day. That still adds up. It's just like sustaining a relationship with someone in real life. You have to put in the effort to keep that relationship going, and is the exact same thing with God. You have to put in the effort to keep that relationship going, because God is always waiting for you with open arms. Jesus is always waiting for you with open arms. But we just actually have to go and hug him. And how do we hug him? Through our actions, through what we do. So through this video, I encourage you to try and squeeze in some time throughout your day, whether it's 10, 20, 30 minutes for God. And again, whether it's reading the Bible, watching a sermon, watching someone talk about God, just praying, whatever that looks in your life, try and implement that. And I promise you, not only will it get easier, but you'll find more peace throughout your day. So yeah, I'm not saying to quit your hobbies. I'm not saying to not have hobbies, because those are obviously very important. I'm just saying to try and put your focus a little bit more on God. And you'll notice soon enough, reading scripture, praying, and worshiping will become a new hobby. This is Emmanuel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless.